Welcome to the Parasite podcast. And nice
Thank you.
having you here. And we are here to talk about a whole lot from being an author, a lawyer, and you transition, and you also being a podcast host. So that would be great. First of all, what prompted you to write a book about happiness?
Initially, I was in a place that I was supposed to be happy, but I wasn't. As
Where is that place?
I was a judge.
A judge.
Yeah. It's something that a lot of people look up to and want to be judges. And I found out that I was not as happy as I assumed
As you assumed.
that I was going to be. And started questioning the usual and the common route people take
Right.
to be happy, and they end up at the end and they're in old age, like in 60 or 70, and they are not happy and they feel deceived and they feel that they have wasted their life on something that didn't lead them to where they want to go. I didn't want to be in that place, so I started questioning everything, and I asked myself, why don't I study happiness in a serious way? And there is a method of learning something. It's called the Feynman learning method,
Yeah.
which is you teach someone something in order to learn it
Yeah,
yourself.
right.
In order to,
That's why I do podcasting.
yeah, yeah, in order to be good at anything, try to teach it to other people.
Yeah. For you to know better, you have to teach.
Yes. So one of the way of teaching someone something is to write a book about it. Adding to that I was like 12 years in the human development field. I was reading books. I was certified as a timeline practitioner. I was certified as a neurolinguistic programming practitioner. I attended a lot of seminars. I watched like ton of videos. It was like my hobby. And so I found myself in a place that also I can say something after consuming all of this content
Right.
about this field.
Did you feel like you were wasting a part of you, wasting your knowledge? Like you could literally put your knowledge out there, but you were suppressing this knowledge in you.
Yes, as I told you, like after consuming all of this content, I felt that in order to consume more content, I have to put something out. So I decided to write a book about happiness in order to learn happiness seriously. And I dedicated around 3 years of my life into studying happiness. And I found out there is like a science of happiness. It's called positive psychology.
You're right.
It was founded in the 70s by a professor called Martin Seligman. And there is specific practices that if you follow, you're going to be happy. So it's not something that you stumble upon. It's not something that happens by chance or happens by luck. You can do it yourself. You can build it yourself in your life, but it takes time and discipline and commitment. So that's why I decided to write a book about it.
So when you were a judge, did you notice that there were other people in your shoes? Were there other people who were judges but were not happy, but they kept on with this lifestyle?
No, I don't want to generalize it.
Yeah,
like
I know.
some people are
I mean,
happy.
just from your observation, not general. Let's
Yeah.
take observation.
Yeah, some people are not happy doing it. Some people are very happy doing it. So it depends on your values, your dreams, your ambitions. So some people were not happy, but they have the something called effort bias. When you put a lot of effort into something, you don't wanna.
You don't want to let it go.
Yes.
It's also like the sunk cost bias.
Yeah.
You invest a lot into something that is not giving you the reward you thought would be, but
Yeah.
you don't want to let it go because
Yeah.
you've invested a lot into
Yes. But I'm trying to be aware of this as much as I can. And I don't want to effort bias or any bias to consume me or let me keep on doing something that doesn't serve me. So I'm trying to teach myself to let go of the things that doesn't serve me, no matter how I invested in them,
Right.
because letting go of them now will be much better than wasting effort or money or time on them more. And after that, you will regret it again.
I
So
believe this is where we are. A lot of people find themselves in this scenario, invested a lot in relationships, in commitment, in work, in study, and then they found out, oh no, shit, this is not what I want. And
yeah.
but then they still continue.
Yeah, and I'm telling these people that life is wider than this. and life has a lot of opportunities, and life is full of abundance. The lack is only in our minds. If you reflect on how many trees, how many leaves that we have, how many people are there, how much money is in the world, how much job vacancies are opening every day, how many countries do we have? It's always abundance, and the
There's
lack is only in our mind.
like
I
that.
always try to remind myself of the abundance that we have in the world in order to not narrow my vision or limit myself.
So you're technically saying that there is nothing on this planet that would make you not to be happy, except of course it's in your mind because we have everything that we ever need. Like, this is the most prosperous generation ever. You have everything. You have fun. You have play. You want to play the whole day. You can play. You want to work the whole day. You can work. So
Uh,
it's a mental thing. Yeah.
I don't want to generalize it because it depends on where you are in life.
Yeah.
If you are in a very bad place in life and you cannot meet your essential and necessary means like food and shelter,
Of course. Yeah.
so you should be working
You,
on that,
you should be working on that,
and you
right?
shouldn't be thinking about happiness at all, because happiness will come when you start meeting your essential needs of life.
So for you, that is not a choice. Yeah,
Yes,
that is a condition.
yes. So you have to be working on your essential needs, and meeting your essential needs will automatically make you happier.
Mm-hmm.
But if you above this stage, when you met your essential needs and you are in a good place, when you have food and shelter, you can be start working on other stuff. If you the Maslow triangle,
Yeah.
whenever you go from one stage, you have
Right. Right. Right.
you have other needs until you like go to the highest place in the triangle, which is actualization or serving other people. So I believe that everyone should work on their happiness in their stage where they are, because a lot of people were talking in the past 10, 15 years about following your passion. And I believe following your passion is not for everyone. If you don't have a place to live or
You cannot
don't,
follow your passion. Yeah.
yeah, you have to follow your essential needs of life.
Yeah.
You have to secure your food and shelter first. After that, you can follow your passion. Yeah, I'm trying to be in my advice about everything to be as practical as possible and as
Mhm.
realistic as possible, because a lot of time in the human development field we face a lot of teachers that giving a very good advice, but it's very theoretical. It's not
And it's not
practical.
universal.
Yes. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is start where you are. If you are in a very bad place in life, start meeting your own essential needs. If you met your essential need, you can start working on the other stuff like your health, following your ambitions and following your passion. And if you followed your passion, you can start serving other people
Right.
by following your passion. And this is, I believe, serving other people is one of the things that will make you the happiest and one of the peak,
State.
yeah, peak state and peak achievements in life. And if you think about all the people who achieved this peak state, Bill Gates or Warren Buffett, they started to serve other people because they wanted to do, because it, not because of the other people, because it makes them happy. Yeah, if you like starting from meeting your essential needs and ending at serving other people, I believe this is range than where your happiness can come from.
So a quick question here. So is there a difference between being happy because you have the essentials versus being happy because you're serving people? Is there a difference? Is it the same
Uh,
happiness?
I believe that it is the same feeling, but it comes from the sense of progress that you have. As long as you're feeling a sense of progress in your life, you're gonna feel well about yourself. And sense of progress in every aspect of your life. For example, if we talked about someone who's very poor and unhealthy and is not doing well in life, having a job will make them feel very happy. Getting well as and healthy will make them very happy.
Right.
And feeling the sense of progress will make them happier. But if they're stuck in a place like after they found a job, they stopped progressing. After being a bit healthier, they stopped progressing. So it's always about the next step. Like when you stop and you're stuck somewhere and you know that you have potential to grow above this uh, stage or above this place where you have been or where you are now, this will make you sad.
Hmm.
But having always a sense of progress will make you happier. So I believe it's the same feeling, but it's about the sense of progress that you feel.
So it's about the sense of progress because you are right. Because I feel if you're working on something that is not, like we said before, if you're working on something that is not coming through, and you will never be happy because you're not progressing, you're not, you look at your life 5 years back and there is nothing you could say about 5 years. It feels like wasted years, and nobody really wants wasted years. So what are the critical part concerning your book, 52 Ways to Be Happy? So what is the best way you think we should be happy? Is there, because a lot of ways we are talking about these days, we talk about stoic and all of
Mm,
these things. So what is the best way for us to be happy as a human? Let's leave actualization. Everybody's not going to actualize something.
mm,
That's a fact.
yes.
So let's come down to the human fair, where everybody's human with the basics.
The practical
Yeah,
advice.
the practical. Everybody's not going to actualize anything, and some people are not even interested in that
Yes.
because we don't care, because we just want to live, be happy with our family.
Yeah. I would say that, as we said, like feeling a sense of progress in every aspect of your life will make you happier. For example, my book is divided into four parts. The first part is happy thoughts or happy mind. And in this part, I'm talking about what are the principles that you should believe in order to be happy, and what are the principles or the thoughts that you should give up on in order to be happy. So if you feel that you are progressing mentally and developing a better mindset and a stronger mindset, and you have mental toughness, you will feel happy in this area of your life, which is your happy mind.
Mhm.
After that happy action, what are the action that you should take in order to be happy? For example, having a gratitude list.
Mhm.
Um,
We often miss that.
yeah.
We are not thankful enough, even for the big things. Life moves very fast.
Yes, because our mind is designed to look for what is missing, not for what we have.
Yeah.
Imagine anything like the t-shirt that you are wearing now or the car that you have now. Once you get it, you were grateful for it for 1 or 2 days maximum.
And then you start looking for the things that are not there.
Yeah, and it's like you're taking it for granted and you are looking for something else, which is, yes, good. It push you to progress, but try to intentionally remind yourself of what you have, and you have been dreaming about it like 2 days ago or the two
Right.
years ago or 2 months ago. Yeah, I intentionally every day remind myself of where I was and where I am now and be grateful for it, because we always take what we have for granted. The third part is happy body. What are uh, the things that we can do with our body that makes us happy? Because I believe a very big part of being happy is having a physical well-being, and we underestimate the importance of it. I believe most people who are seeking advice about happiness are only seeking for a very beautiful quote or a very beautiful thought that they might have that will make them happy, rather than going for a run,
Yeah.
drink.
Everybody can achieve this.
Yes,
Everybody can achieve this. Yeah.
yes, going for a run, drinking enough water, eating fruits and vegetables, giving up on the bad food, because it's you can be happy while you are sick, but it's very hard.
Yeah.
So you better help yourself and be healthy,
Be healthy. So
in order to be easier for you to be happy.
yeah, happiness is a byproduct of health.
Yes, it's a very big part of it. And to enhance this physical well-being, it's better to do it in a community, because you will be releasing endorphin because you are doing the physical activity, and you will be releasing also oxytocin and tonin because you are doing it in a community.
Right.
And these hormones are,
Community is very important.
yes. And the last part is about happy relationships. After like having a happy mind and doing happy actions and having a happy body, you can develop a happy relationships because you will be strong enough.
There is the energy you pass on.
Yes. So yeah, you can developing because you will have the pillars or the ground or the base that you can work on to build happy relationships.
Mm.
The mistake also a lot of people do is that when they are not happy, they are seeking relationship initially
Mhm.
without working on themselves,
All right.
and they are waiting for the other person to make them happy,
Correct.
which is putting a lot of pressure and a lot of responsibility on the other person, rather than thinking that how they can make the other person happy, how they contribute to the other
Since
person's happen, to the other person happiness. They are waiting from him to make them happy, and that's why they are a lot of people complaining when they are in a relationship and they have a very high expectations from the
right.
other person.
And when the expectation is not met and there is a problem, you
Yes,
feel down, disappointed, and it leads to catastrophe, right?
yeah, you started the blaming game. You have done this to me, you have done this to me, you have done this to me, as if you are not taking responsibility for yourself and for your life. You are wanted the other person to,
Take your
yeah,
responsibility.
yeah. It's like being a child.
So, we, what do you think is the main issue surrounding our happiness today? It's like you said, there is a lot of abundance, there is more network, so there is no reason for people to feel isolated. But it looks like it's working in the opposite. You have a lot of communicate communication tools. You have a lot of social spheres. These cities are developing, catering for social people. You have gardens, you have parks, you have activities. You have things have really become more things that were very, very demarcated for different set of people now available to everybody. But then there is you could still sense some sense of misery in the air sometimes. So, what do you think is the problem with on a societal scale?
I believe that there is some factors and some reasons. The first reason is we overfed and not moving enough. We eat a lot of, yeah, we eat a lot of food.
That's out of the abundance, you know,
Yes, we eat a lot of food, but we are not moving enough, and our bodies is not designed to
to
eat this much food and to not move.
to not move. Yeah,
Because now I have a metaphor that we created the car so we do not walk, but after that we created the treadmill so we can walk again.
yes,
I believe that we should move more as much as we can, go to nature, expose ourselves to a natural environment,
hmm
to not into a fake environment, and stop, yeah, challenge the amount of food that we are eating, because I believe we are eating way more that we wanted. And I love the intermittent fasting movement
right.
or the culture that we are having now, because it's like
We're going
going
back
back.
to basics.
Yeah, because our ancestors, like thousands years ago, they eat once a day whenever they can hunt something or find the fruit on a tree or so. This is how we meant to eat. Yeah, we have to move more and eat less. The second thing is the comparison that we have with other people on social media. This is also
The fake life, yeah.
yes, yeah, another reason of unhappiness. Now we are only seeing the highlights of other people's lives without seeing the miserable moments, and comparing our miserable moments with the highlight of other people's lives. So I believe we should be very conscious and aware when we are consuming content on social media, that these videos and photos that we are seeing are not the reality that these people are living. No matter how happy they look, no matter how fit they look, no matter how wealthy and rich they look, no matter how harmonious and in love they look,
hmm
these people have their own problems, have their own stories. And also, we have our happy moments and we have our highlights that we, as we said before, we are not grateful for, because we're always looking for the things that are missing. Yeah, the more movement, less food, and conscious comparison is the cure of the problems that we have, which are the overfeeding and less movement and the comparison, or and the unconscious comparison that we have. I believe that these are three of the main reasons of unhappiness now.
So, technically, you're saying that we need to take more from our lives than put in more, correct?
Putting more of what we need and letting go of what we don't need.
What it
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, so putting more movement, putting more exercises,
Just
putting more health.
the harder putting more of the harder stuff. Right.
Yes, yeah, yeah, because I believe what most of us are very soft now.
Yeah, of course, we're very soft now. I
Yeah,
think it's the generation. Everything is there is so much pamper, so much cushion. You can easily get buy things, buy this, buy that.
I believe that we have developed externally in uh, from a materialistic perspective when it comes to cars, cameras, communication, healthcare. Externally, we have developed a lot, but I believe that human beings didn't catch up internally with this development or this technology. So we have to find ways and do practices that serve the purpose of technology, but internal technology, like meditation, consciousness, like transparency and authenticity. These are internal technologies that we should have in order to keep up with the external technologies that we have now.
Do you think there is a way we can actually put a barrier to how much we see, we consume, not to compare ourselves with others?
I thought a lot of time about this question of how can I stop comparing myself to others? And I found out that I cannot stop comparing myself to
What is the
others.
solution?
The solution is conscious comparison.
How does it
Yes, I
work?
can compare, but I should be aware of the process of comparison that's happening in my mind and question and challenge this process. To,
How do you do that?
to explain that, like when I see a picture of someone who is very fit and they has a six packs and they is very good looking, the unconscious reaction to this is feeling jealous and feeling bad about myself. Look at my fat belly. Look at my
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But when I challenge this and thought about the holistic picture or the have a bird eye view on my life and his life, this person has give up all of his life to fitness.
Mhm.
This is his job to do. I have another job. I'm doing something.
Right,
There is other areas in my life that I'm doing way better than him,
right.
and he has other areas that he's doing way better than me. There is something called Photoshop that can make a picture look better. This person may have other problem in his life that may not be his body but other stuff. So I will not feeling that he's way better than me or me way better than him. We have like different aspects
Different
of
life to
yeah,
life, yeah.
yes. So be conscious, like whenever you feel that you are less than someone else, you have to remind yourself that this person might have other problems that they don't share on social media,
Mhm.
because we don't share our problems, we only
Right,
share
right.
our
Well,
highlights.
yeah, people don't share their problems, or and then I believe the only time people share their problems is when they're making a story out of it, just to capture emotions. I've seen people who technically bring out their phone and started crying on social media.
Yeah.
If you're crying, you shouldn't even have the mental state to bring out your phone and start recording yourself in the first place.
uh, I try to feel compassion for everybody as much as I can, but because I don't know their whole story. But on the other hand, I feel sorry for these people because they seek attention miserably,
Okay.
if I may say.
Hmm.
And I feel sorry for two reasons: because they're seeking attention by crying over the phone, and for them for crying in the first place, if they post it or not, they might be going through something tough. But in general, I try to don't focus on this kind of content,
Right.
and don't spend a lot of time watching it. Yeah, and as much as I can, I'm trying to understand where our people are coming from, and like the other part of the coin or the other side of the coin of comparing yourself to other consciously is to also have compassion for the other people that you don't know their story, because you don't know.
You don't know. Human is a
Yes,
complex thing.
yes.
Right.
There is a kind of meditation that I used to do. It's called people meditation.
People meditation.
Yes.
Okay. It works.
I try to walk in a very busy street or a crowded street and do not judge
Body.
any single
Anything.
person,
Anything.
any single person. And you're gonna find it is very hard to do.
So you're just into yourself.
Yes, No, try to be have a zero thought mind,
Mm.
have a clear mind, because this is my experience being a human being. Is we have a judgmental
Right, of
machine.
course, we are judgmental. Yeah, humans are.
Whenever we see, we are scanning the person, we
Hmm.
are judging him. Is he better than me? Is better than him? We have a judgmental machine in our mind, and it's very hard to consciously stop it. So try to walk in a very busy street and do not judge any person.
Hmm.
And the amount of peace that you will find is amazing. And I've tried to do it for one day, and I found out that I cannot do it for 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm trying as much as I can to, because when you stop wasting this energy on judging our people, you will use it to enhance your life and make your life better,
Right,
because
right.
it's consuming a lot of your mental energy
Mental power. Yeah.
to judge other people. And you'll find yourself that I have this energy and focus to work on my life and think about ways
To improve
to
yourself.
make more income, to have a better body, to have a better nutrition, to work on my relationships, whatever I want to do. But I was wasting all of this energy on judging other people, which is not serving anybody, not serving me, not serving them. Yeah, and you'll find yourself when you are, if you are familiar with Eckhart Tolle teaching, The
I've
Power
heard
of
of him.
Now.
Yeah, yeah.
So you will be dealing also with people with a clear mind. So
Hmm.
you will be sitting with the person himself, not the story that you have about him
Right.
or not the judgment that you have about him. So you will have more authentic and transparent conversation or communication with this person.
Okay, so you were a judge in Egypt, right? How did you feel when you stepped down? What did people say? How did you, what were you expecting? How did it feel for you? Were you scared? Were you worried about what people will say? Because this is a common thing that affects a lot of people. That's why they stick to doing something that is not working just because of what people will say. That's why they stick to toxic relationship, toxic partnership, businesses that is failing because, of course, it's their passion and all of that.
The transition was not very dramatic because I went down from being a judge to being a lawyer. I went to another country, so I was meeting new people. I didn't experience like the same place while mm, not being a judge and being a lawyer. So it was not very dramatic for me, to be honest.
Right.
But the way I think about it is, when you think that you have potential and you are not challenged enough and you need a new challenge in your life and new dimension of living, new way of living, you pursue this way and believe in it, and you will learn something. Either it was good or bad, you will learn something from it. So for me, I feel more challenged now that the energy that I have is very well used
Yeah.
to serve others or serve my. So it was about like seeking a new challenge and feeling that my energy is and my youth is used in a way that is
That
serving
that
me.
serves you, right? So what is one, so tell us, you being a judge is like being up there, right? Different things.
Yes.
What is the most practical thing you think anybody as a judge would have learned so far? You will see a lot of things, a lot of cases from different angle in a
Mm,
society.
mm,
How does that affect life, your happiness, your energy, and your career? It's
mm.
like you sit up there and you're seeing things from up there, and everybody's below because you have different cases every day from different angles. Could be criminal, could be this, could be that, businesses. What do you make of
Wh- What
society?
what I observed and my takeaway of being a judge for a long time also and also being a lawyer is the ego will drive people to do things that they will regret in the future. And most of the cases I see are ego driven, if I may say. And if we stopped for a while and think critically and consciously about what we are doing and why we are having this case and why we are doing what we are doing, we might still seek our right legally in a legal way,
Right.
but it will not be intensely and in an aggressive way. So I would say that this is what I'm trying to remind myself as much as I can.
Right.
Even sometimes if I fail at it, get out of yourself, get out of your ego as much as you can, because there is a book called The Ego is the Enemy for Ryan Holiday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
seen it. Yeah.
yeah. And whenever you are not developing in your life, so your ego is on in your way, and you have to get your ego out of the way. The ego is serving you in to a certain dimension. If you have no ego at all, you will not feel the difference between you and the external world. You feel like you are something. You will not
You're
feel.
very humble. You're nothing.
N- no, like to the extent that you will not feel the difference between you and the external world. For example, the babies, they put their hands in
Yes,
any
right.
place
Yeah.
because they are developing their ego, yeah, still, so they don't have the
That judgmental self. Yeah.
differentiation between like their bodies and the external world. So you need ego to be unique and to be different, but also you have to be aware that this ego do not hold you down or make you do something stupid or something that doesn't serve you. So you have to manage your ego in order to be happy and do the things that serves you without trying to take revenge of someone did something wrong to you, and do not overthink your mistakes. Yeah, so I would say the most insightful thing that I got from being a judge is get out of your ego.
Just get out of your ego.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. If you're, like you said, if you're making progress, I think the more progress you make, the bigger the ego. It takes a very learned person, a very experienced person to take themselves from their ego if they are progressing every day. Look at the city.
No, the ego can serve you to a certain limit. After that, you have to get out of it to achieve more. For example, in management, to grow, you have to let go. So you have to trust your team that they will do the job that you used to do yourself in order for you to make a bigger company or a bigger team. If you insist on doing everything yourself, you will never grow. You will
You
never
never
grow
go.
your business, and you will be self-employed all your life. You have to get out of your ego and say that this person can do this task or this job better than me. So I would say that I would trust them, and I will not let my ego tell me that I'm doing better than him or better than her. No, I will let go of this task for them to do it better than me. And at this point, I grow and my business will grow. Your ego can serve you to a certain level. After this level, you have to let go of your ego in order to grow more, either on a physical level, on a social level, and on a business level.
Oh, I think it's hard for a lot of people because life really gets in the way. But
Mhm.
yeah, I understand where you're coming from. So let's go back to where you started a podcast on mental health. What happened? Why did you stop? You were into, so how would you relate with being a judge, being an author for happiness and podcaster for mental health?
Yeah. Uh,
Why did you start it in the first place?
I started a journey of consciousness and awareness with one of my friends. We were meeting at least 4 or 5 times a week to talk about consciousness and awareness and how to develop ourselves, what are the problems that we are facing, why we are not happy, how to be happier. And we used to experiment a lot of practices and ideas. And we had a very deep conversations. And simply, we wanted to document this process. And we we believe that we have something to say to the world, and we that our conversation might be insightful or beneficial to other people.
Yeah,
And also, as I told you, like I told you, podcasting for me is is a type of therapy
you're right.
because it gives you a platform to express yourself and
Right.
express your ideas.
Yeah.
We started, and I enjoyed every single moment of it. And we talked about the same topics that we were talking about when we were having this conversation
Right.
by ourselves, without mics and without podcasting. Um, we stopped because of the logistics. Like we had someone who was helping us, and he was not able to help us anymore. And we always wanted to start again, but we never have the moment to start again. Yeah, but and then the name of the podcast we was it was in Arabic, but it was in English. We want to understand.
Or we want to understand. That's great.
Yeah,
So to you, what is the hardest part of starting podcast?
I believe that the post production.
Right.
Yeah, because for me recording is very easy. It comes naturally to me. But about posting on different platforms, because you have to be on as much platforms as you, and this is part of
You're a
the
media company now. You should have a media company.
yeah, the post production part is the most challenging part to me, and I always need help in this area.
Oh, that's great. So you moved to Dubai 2 years ago, correct?
Yes.
So are you happy now? Where are you on the happiness scale?
Like since I wrote a book about happiness, I have this question: Are you happy now? And a lot of people are asking me this question, and I have two answers to this question. The first answer is, if I said that I'm happy now, it implies that I might not be happy tomorrow.
It depends on, yeah, it depends on where you could say you are happy and you're still working on being happy.
Yes,
Hmm.
I'm working on being happier every day.
Yeah.
And this will make me happy now.
But yeah, but the most important thing is, are you better than when 5 years
Yes,
ago? That's the most important thing.
yes. So I'm saying that I am working on being happier every day,
Hmm.
because if I said that I'm happy now, this might imply that I will not be happy tomorrow.
Hmm.
But if I say that I'm working on being happier every day, it gives you the sense of progress that we are seeking. And the second answer that I have to this question is
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry, we'll cut that part. Being an author, what are the mechanics? I want to be an author too some days. Do you self-publish? Do you go to publisher and how it works? And where can we get your book? And, everything that has to do with
uh,
being an author.
the most practical advice that I get in writing is
Start
now.
Start now.
Start writing now. Start writing for 10 minutes, 1 hour, whatever you can now. Start messy. The second practical advice that I got, don't think about the whole process. Think about only the stage that you have now. So if you are in the stage of just an idea, just start writing, open your laptop, open a Word document, start writing, and you will be learning throughout the process, because you will be thinking about it and overthink it for a very long time, and you will not do anything. But because it's a very long journey and it's a very overwhelming journey, so if you think about, I'm gonna write and edit and publish and market, and so you will not do anything, but just think about writing now.
Writing without editing.
Yes. After that, like the most important thing is to finish your first draft of the book. After finishing the first draft, this will not be the draft that will be published. I edit my book 7 times because before publishing it. So you will edit it yourself. Then you will find an editor. Then your publisher, you will find another editor for you. So don't overthink the first draft, because this will not be the draft that will be published to people.
Right.
So the most important thing, but after finishing your first draft, you will have something to work on. You will have a textile or a bit of cloth that you can cut from.
Yeah.
So the most important thing is to just start and don't overthink it.
Your book is available on Amazon, right?
Yes.
52 Ways to Be Happy.
The Forgotten Art of Happiness.
The Forgotten Art of Happiness.
Yes.
Oh, great. So we should
The-
get some. And if you're listening to this podcast, I think this will be a very good book for you. And you can always read it and give feedback for Ali Zakaria. Do you have a audiobook?
yes.
Does it have? It has an audiobook.
Yes, yes.
Oh, great. So if you are an audiophile as well, so you can actually listen to an audiobook, which is great.